Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Adam, and today we're going to be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! This is going to be Duel Monsters 2, Dark Duel Stories, not to be confused with this one, Dark Duel Stories. This is the first game that came out in America. This is the second game that came out and only came out in Japan until the early days collection. So, let's get into it. I'm very excited to play this game. I've been working hard, learning everything I can about this game to share with you guys. Welcome to the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters 2. Please enter your duelist name before you begin. My duelist name, and my legal name, is Adam. Awesome. I know I can't hit start to end it, I have to go all the way over. That's bullshit. Okay, so if you've played any Yu-Gi-Oh game before, this screen probably looks pretty familiar to you. They always look kind of like this. This one is different than the last one. It actually has the password menu. However, the passwords you can't even use basically till the late game because you have to have a certain like deck cost and everything. But we'll get into all that later. I just wanted to point out to you now the passwords are basically useless in this game until you've already beaten it. So let's go into the campaign. The first area is just these 4 duelists. I think it's exactly the same actually as the other game. But we have to beat each of these guys 5 different times. So the first person we're going to start with is Tristan. One thing to note about this game is that every time you duel the opponent, their deck is going to be random out of a pool of 2,048 different cards, right? But there are multiple instances of those cards in the 2,048. Basically, every single time you duel against them, the deck's random. So I have made my best attempt to summarize the cards that you should be seeing in your opponent's decks as you play through the game with these little graphics that you should be seeing now. So we'll start off with Tristan. This would be a good example on how this is kind of formatted. His attack and defense, his average stats are going to be 300. Now he only has 5 different possible cards in his deck, and this is going to be any kind of combination of those 5 cards. His strongest card is like the Skull Serpent, but again, they're all 300 attack points for this particular duelist. The chart you're seeing here, where it says Dreams, Earth, Fiend, Fire, and so on, that is actually an alignment chart. So what I did was I went through every possible card that these duelists could have in their deck, and I figured out the possible chances of each different alignment so we could see a trend, if there were any, for each duelist. So he has an Earth, a Fiend, a Forest, a Shadow, and a Water, with the Water monster having just a slightly higher chance of being in his deck. So there's no real attribute alignment advantage that we can gain from here, but we only have the starting deck, so it's not that big of a deal. Now moving on, these duelists do have victory bonus cards, like they did in the first game, but this caps out at 30, but they are repeatable, so if you beat them 40 times, you get the 10th win card, and if you beat them 50 times, you get the 20th win, 60 times, you get the 30th win, and so on, and you can cycle through as many times as you'd like. There's also no maximum number of cards you can have in your deck, like copy-wise, so you can have more than 3 copies of the card, unlike normal Yu-Gi-Oh! We play nowadays. So if you have like 11 copies, 12 copies, 13 copies, whatever, however many you have of a card, you can play all those copies. So if you see a card you really like, you can just keep winning it over and over again and playing it. So for Tristan, his cards aren't that great. They're just some plant monsters with 900, 1,000, 1,400 attack points. They're not very useful, but if you want to go with like a forest theme as your field spell, yeah, this would be okay for the early game. Now, as far as beating them every single time, you do get a card out of a big old drop pool, and I've done my best to kind of figure out the best cards out of each drop pool and show you the percentage chance of getting them. So for Tristan, he actually has some pretty good cards with Forest. I like the field spells a lot in this game. It powers up the monsters of the associated type by 30%. So essentially, if a monster has 2,000 attack points and you have a complementary field spell up, he has 2,600 attack points. So I recommend highly to pick a field spell that you get, and then build your deck around that, and it'll give you the most advantage, I think, going through the game. Tristan gives you Forest, though, as one of his cards. He also has Dark Hole and Fake Trap. Now, Fake Trap's a really, really good card, but I'll show you why once I start getting some. It's a common drop amongst duelists in this game, but it is very effective. Once I put some in my deck, I'll show you why. Now, you might see 1.46% and 0.73% as low chance, but that's actually kind of high for this game. A lot of the cards that you're going to get are as low as 0.05% chance, which is pretty crazy, and the card pool drops are very, very big, so you're going to be getting lots and lots of different cards. Anyway, let's get into dueling Tristan. I'm Tristan, and I'll let you pass if you can beat me 5 times. I'm pretty weak, so it should be easy. Yeah, our starting deck should be pretty effective against him. I don't see it being a problem. Okay. Yeah, so his highest attack point monster is 300, and he doesn't have any fire in his deck, right? So my monster right here is Forest. So if you had a fire monster, no matter what the monster's attack points, it would always win the fight. And that's kind of how the alignment system works. Now there's a little chart that you can look at, and it tells you all the different alignments, like how they interact with one another. But I mean, it's pretty common sense for some of them. Like fire beats forest, and forest beats wind. I guess it stops the breeze, I don't know. And then wind beats earth, and then earth beats thunder, and then thunder beats water, and then water beats fire, and then fire beats forest. So all those are pretty self-explanatory. When it gets to like the light and shadow and stuff, those are a little more kind of tricky. You just kind of got to remember that one. And for that one, it's light beats fiend, fiends will beat dreams, dreams will beat shadows, and then shadows will beat light. So as long as you remember that, you should be good to go. But the best way to build your deck also is trying to kind of vary up the different alignments in your deck. That way you're not going to lose just to one alignment. Like if your opponent has the complement or the alignment you're weak to, and that's the and you have nothing that can beat it, they're always going to win. So you don't want that to happen. So when you're building around like forest, right, it says it's powering up your insects and stuff. The insect isn't an alignment, you know? They're probably a forest, but some insects are fire, right? Or some insects can be earth or something like that. I'm actually not sure about that one in particular, but you know what I'm saying. You want to make sure there's a variety in the alignments, but you can still have a variety with the field spell synergies as well. They're not mutually exclusive, so. But all these duels in the beginning are pretty easy. It's going to give you a really good opportunity just to mess around with the alignments if they pop up at all. They probably shouldn't. And maybe try like fusing too. So let's try to do a fusion. I don't think we'll have anything that we can fuse here. Oh, cool, it does fuse. Okay, fusion of Key Mace and Archery Marmot greater than Neko Gal. That's fun. Oh my god, it has 9 attack points. Cool, okay. That's what I'm saying. Experiment around with the fusions here. Dude, that's sweet. Okay, that made this game a lot easier. There's like thousands of combinations of fusions in this game though, so you really just have to mess around and try it. I lost, huh? Have you gotten the hang of dueling yet? You can duel me anytime. You won, so you get an Oguchi. Good luck on your next duel. Oh, thanks, Taya. Yeah, I'm just a weak little card. That's gonna be common drops from Tristan here, so. Let's get back in there and duel him again. This is the practice stage. You can focus on mastering how to duel. Hey, that's what I said. Yeah. Oh, cool. So my light beat his fiend, so it didn't even take into account the attack and defense points there. Like, Blue Eyes White Dragon is a light monster, right? And then Karibo is Shadow. So if Karibo attacked a Blue Eyes White Dragon in this game, the Blue Eyes White Dragon would die. It is very weird, but it is how this game works. And it's how it works all the way up into Reshef of Destruction, actually. So it is a thing you will have to deal with if you're going to play all these old Yu-Gi-Oh games. I don't know if you are playing all these old Yu-Gi-Oh games. I personally like to play them. They're fun to me. But I played a lot of Dark Duel Stories when I was a kid. I also played a bunch of the Sacred Cards as well. I didn't know about Reshef of Destruction until I was older. It's probably a good thing, though, because that game's pretty difficult. I don't think as a kid I would have been able to get very far. Ah, no! See, look, his Karibo defeated my light monster. That's something you have to be aware of. But we just only have the starting deck, so it's not like we can really, you know, deck build around anything, so. But losing one monster here or there, not a huge deal. As long as you're not summoning all the same alignments, you should be good. So try to summon a variety. And when you're changing your deck, make sure you're putting in a variety too. You don't want to get caught off guard. But I'll show you guys the alignments of each of the duelists before we duel them, so you'll kind of see what they have. You can pause and then make mental note before you duel them if you're having problems. Another thing to know is that they do not have any spells and traps in the enemy decks. Only we can use spells and traps, so that's pretty cool. So they're never going to Raigeki you, or Dark Hole, or Change of Heart, nothing like that. Oh no, 50 life points left. Ah, and defeated. I lost, huh? Have you gotten the hang of dueling yet? I think I'd have, yeah. You can duel me anytime. You won, so you get an armed ninja. That's like another 300 tech point monster? Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and duel him 3 more times, and then we'll move on. Sinister Serpent. Oh, that's good in actual Yu-Gi-Oh! But not so much in this game when it's a normal monster. And that's win number 4. In ancient jar. Fantastic. Death by 1,000 cuts. Alright, your 1,000 cuts are over, you're dead. And that's win number 5. No way! I lost 5 times! I hope you'll keep dueling me. Next time I'll win for sure. I got another ancient jar! Yay! Okay, so the next person we're gonna duel is Bakura. So Bakura, like Tristan, his attack and defense are gonna be around 300. He actually has Ancient Jar in his deck, so he can have monsters more than 300 attack points, but they're almost all gonna have 300. His deck alignment is a little more varied, though. He has a little more forest and water monsters, a little bit of shadow, some earths, and some fiends, but nothing too crazy. Like I said, you can't really build your deck around the alignments just yet, so. Now, for his victory bonus cards, they're actually really good for this early in the game, and even kind of into the late game, too. They're all 3 fiend monsters, with the minimum being 1,650 attack points, and then 2,100 attack points as the highest, so. Grinding Bakura, if you want to go with a fiend deck, wasn't actually a bad idea. And as for his drops, he actually drops some pretty good cards. He drops Mountain for some reason, but he also drops Dark Hole and Fake Trap as well. He also has some life point gain spells that he drops, but I don't think those are very good personally, but if that's something you were looking for, he does have those. My name's Bakura, and you can't progress any further unless you beat me 5 times here. Alright, let's go ahead and jump in these duels. They should be pretty similar to the ones that we just did with Tristan, so. Just the drops are different. But with how easy it is and how strong of monsters we can get from him, this is not a bad idea to grind early. But both Yugi and Joey have some pretty decent monsters. But Yugi doesn't have as many strong monsters. He has more cards that he used in the show and the manga, as opposed to like just powerful cards like Bakura and Joey has. Now Joey has his cards that he used, like Swamp Battle Guard and stuff, but they're also strong, so. It's a twofer. It's contemporary nostalgia. At the time it was contemporary, but now it's nostalgia for us. And strength, which is nice. And all of his cards all of Joey's cards gets boosted by Sogen as well in this game. Which may be how I go with another warrior deck. I'm not too exactly sure what my deck's gonna look like. It just depends on, you know, what field spells I can get to drop. That's the most important thing. And it's going super duper easy. But kind of all your games should go pretty easy in this first area. It's not until you get to the second area where it starts getting a little harder and you gotta start making some plans and figure out what you're trying to do. They're also, if you don't do them in the right order, it can feel kind of overwhelming, like, dang, I really need to go grind up and get some better cards. Because they don't tell you exactly what order you should be battling these guys in. But I just went through and kind of figured out who's the strongest and who's the weakest, and then we start with the weakest and then work our way up. Which, you know, makes sense. Cool, Exacxes. Well, it looks like I lost. Keep on getting more cards until your deck is strong as can be. No problem. Ooh, and I got a Skull Servant. That's okay, I guess. Let's keep dueling and collecting cards. Let the battle commence. Alright, that's a good start. Got 2 600 attack point monsters, that's pretty nice. Those are heavy beaters in this early in the game. Oh my god, my card just looks kind of crazy. Are those hands coming through blood? Oh my goodness. They really did not censor these cards at all. That's crazy. Because in Dark Duel Stories, they're censored. But I guess, because this is just the Japanese version, just translated, they didn't even do any of that. That's crazy, actually. It's probably why it's rated T on the Switch. Makes sense. I mean, yeah, because there's blood going out of the dinosaur's neck right there, too. That's actually crazy. In black and white, I didn't really notice it as much, but, like, the red is pretty vibrant in this game. That's pretty wild. I wonder what else I'll notice as I play through the game. And hopefully we can get some stronger monsters here soon, too, that make these duels go by a little bit faster. Just pecking away with 400 attack points is pretty slow to go, and he was already in play, so I'm just going to attack with him, like another copy, so. I would recommend always attacking with a monster that was already in play if your opponent put a face down card down, because if he had the an alignment that was strong against yours, he would have attacked. So if you place something down with a different alignment than something you have on the field already, it might actually be destroyed by his face down, and that's not what you want to have happen, so. I see that happen all the time when people play these old games. Like, I see, like, you know, clips on YouTube and stuff. And they attack with the monsters they just summoned, and it's like, it gets destroyed. Like, no, you misplayed. Such a simple play. Such a simple rule to follow. 300 life points left. Alright, I'm just gonna attack him. Yeah, punch to death with the bloody hands. Well, it looks like I lost. Keep on getting more cards until your deck is as strong as can be. That's what you said last time. Oh gosh, Shadow Spectre. Okay. 500 attack points isn't too bad. Nice, nice. Okay, cool. Third win. Oh, what'd I get this time? Curse Breaker. What's that do? Oh, okay, it's Dispel. Oh, a fusion. Ninja and a White Dolphin to the WoW Warrior? Oh, interesting looking guy. Okay, cool. See, that's why you experiment. I didn't even really think that was gonna make a fusion at all. I just wanted to get a stronger monster in play. Huh. Very fun. And that's win number 4. And I got Dark Piercing Light. Okay. All monsters on the field are exposed. Oh, so I see what their face downs are. Yep. Bloody Fist. Into an Angel. Well, just Wings with a Bow. Sweet. 5th win. Oh dear. I lost 5 times. It seems you've gotten the hang of dueling. I hope you'll duel me again. For sure. Pot the Trick. What's that one? Oh, okay, just a 400 attack point monster? Okay. Alright, so the next person we're going to be dueling is Yugi. Okay, so Yugi's attack points are going to be a little bit higher at 400 on average, defense around 300 on average. Now, he can have a Shadow Spectre as his strongest card at 500, but you should be fine still. His alignment breakdown is a little bit different like the other guys. Fiends and Forest, mostly a little bit of water, but nothing crazy going on there. For his victory bonuses, this is cards from the show and the manga that he had. So Feral Imp, Komori Dragon, and Mystic Elf. They're not too bad. It gives you a different variety of alignments there, so that's pretty cool. I guess 2 Fiends and a Light. And then as far as like cards you can get from drops from him, it's actually really, really good for this early in the game. You can get Gaia the Fierce Knight, Dark Magician, or Curse of Dragon. So it's only 1.12%, which sounds low, but it's actually pretty high for this game. So I'd really recommend grinding him if you want to try your luck at getting one of these guys. There's also a bunch of other cards you can get from him too from the show. Maybe we'll get lucky and get one from him. I'm Yugi. Nice to meet you. I'll let you advance if you can beat me 5 times. Alright, let's see how difficult Yugi's gonna be. His drops are really exciting. If we can get like a Dark Magician or something, that'd be really, really cool. We couldn't do that in the last game. We also did not open very well. So if you open his Shadow Spectre, okay, I was gonna say we're gonna get beat really fast. But I'm not gonna really make any changes to my deck until after we've beaten all 4 of these beginner duelists 5 times. You don't really need to change your deck at all. Your starting deck will be perfectly fine. And I don't want to make any changes until I get my deck cost as high as I need to, because we have a deck cost in this game. So your deck, like in the Sacred Cards, if you played that before, each card has a cost to it, and then your deck has a total cost that you can, that all your cards combined can add up to. And every time you do a duel in the story mode here, or whatever mode you want to call this, you get 5 in deck cost. And like the Dark Magician, I think was like, I don't remember what it was there. It was like 49, something like that for the deck cost. So you need to you need to play 10 duels just to play the Dark Magician in your deck. And all these cards are really, really cheap. So the ones that we have in our deck right now, obviously. But like if we get a really good card, we can only put so many in our deck, because then our deck cost is going to be maxed out. So it kind of limits us on what we can put in if we get really, really lucky too early. So our deck can't be really overpowered, unless you earn it by dueling a bunch. But if you get like 30 wins against some of these duelists in this area, I mean, you'll probably get like a really, really powerful monster to add to your deck. Let's see if the Key Mace can infuse it with anything. Let's see if it fuses with this thing. Cool, it does, yeah. Okay, I think this is the one that made the Neko Gal. Sweet, okay. See? This is why we experimented earlier. Now we have a 1900 attack point monster. That's gonna make the game go by so much faster. Nice. And I think we might actually win this turn now because of that. Is it Xaxes? Yep. Nice! I want to be a powerful duelist like my grandpa. I'll win next time. Yeah, oh, I got a Shadow Spectre. Okay. That's okay. I'm not going to add it to my deck, though. Let's keep dueling until we get all the cards we want. I agree. I want your Dark Magician, your Guy of the Fierce Knight. Ooh, my Skellingle. Nice. That's a good open. I got my Dark Curtain. That's good. I probably could have attacked with the, No, I shouldn't attack with Curtain. Because I gotta follow the rule. Always attack with the monster that was already in play. Or else I will get punished. I'm excited to have Skellingle, though, this early into this duel, because 900 attack points makes the life points go down way faster than 300 or 400. Yeah, see, this is just as easy as the other ones, basically. Just very small margin more difficult. You could have done these beginning duelists in any order, basically. I just started with the weakest and went up, so... That's win number 2! What'd I get? Skull Servant, okay. Keep getting those drops. I want Dark Magician! And that's win number, I think, 3? I lost count. I got a Tomozaurus. I already have a couple of those. It's not too bad, though. Oh no! No! This Kuriboh destroyed my Skellingle! How dare he? That's okay. And win number 4. I got a Kuriboh! That's cool, I guess. The counter to Blue Eyes. Save that for Kaiba. Oh my god. And that's win number 5. Jesus Christ. Wow, you beat me 5 times. Let's duel again sometime. I'm sure it'll be good for you. I got Pot the Trick. Oh, another one. Okay. Alright, now the last duelist we need to duel. How many times can I say duel? Is Joey. Alright, now for Joey, his stuff is going to be pretty similar to Yugi. Strongest card, Shadow Spectre, 400 attack and 400 defense on the average. He has quite a bit of fiends, a little bit of forest and some waters and stuff. Again, nothing too crazy for him. Look at these victory bonus cards. All 3 of them, 1800 attack point, warrior or beast warrior monsters. Pretty good, especially this early in the game. And their costs are only like 33, 33, and 34, so we can definitely use them in our deck this early, which is amazing. Now, for cards he can drop, Swamp Battle Guard and Flame Swordsman, he can also drop as regular dual drops, and then he can also drop the Red Eyes Black Dragon, which is pretty cool. So if we get that, that'd be pretty awesome. Hey, I'm Joey. I may not be the strongest duelist, but there's no one with more passion for the game. It's hard reading it like that. Oh, cool, we opened Skellingle, our best card. That's a good sign. Nice. Classic opening, Skellingle and Dark Curtain. Oh no! My Skellingle has been destroyed! He had the perfect counter. Oh, now he's cowering in fear. Oh, 600 monster point beat down! All the duels in this beginning area are basically the same thing. I mean, there's nothing really crazy going on. Oh no, I have a second Skellingle? I did not know that. That makes sense why I keep drawing it. I haven't actually looked at my deck list, so I have no idea how many copies of each of these cards I have. There might be cards in my deck I haven't actually drawn yet. I don't know. But after we beat Joey 5 times, we'll probably edit our deck a little bit. And where's Skellingle? I want to attack with him. That's the first duel against Joey 1. I've still got a lot to learn, but that won't get me down. Because next time, I'll beat you. It's possible. I got a little Chimera. How much attack points does that have? 600? That's not too bad. If you duel with your friends too, I heard something good might happen. Oh yeah, if you do a communication duel, like if you connect it with like the link cable, you actually got more points towards your deck cost going up, which is annoying because we can't do that on the early days collection here like intended, but that's fine. It just makes the game harder. Don't we love that? I don't even think that we can communicate between games like online with this one yet either. They said they're gonna get support for a lot of these games online, but like they've only done like 2 games so far, and the game's been out for over a year. So when are the other ones coming? And how popular even is that? There probably has to be like, what, 3 people online playing any of these games at one time? Like, because there's 14 games inside the collection, so the odds of someone else playing the exact same game in the collection as you is kind of low. And then also them wanting to play online and do like online battles in what, 2004? Kind of funny. Or who's doing online battles in this game, you know? Especially when you can just like use the enhancements or whatever they're called and just give yourself every card and maximum deck cost. Which I can understand why someone would want to do that with these old games. They do take a little bit of grinding and stuff, but I don't personally mind. I like playing them the way they're intended to be played. But I can understand why someone would just want to give themselves the cards they like and go and beat the whole game that way. No judgment. I mean, not for me. Someone else might judge you. Boom, win number 2. I still got a lot to learn, but that won't get me down. Oh yeah, you said that last time. Okay. I got a masked clown. Oh, that's 500 attack points, right? Yep, okay. And that's win number 3 against Joey. And I got, oh, a time wizard. That's pretty fun. It doesn't have any effects in this game, just 500 attack points, but that's pretty cool. And that's win number 4. What did I get? Anything cool? Kunai with chain. What does that do in this game? It's a spell. Becomes defense card after foe attacks. What does that mean? Oh, is it a trap? It's a spell though, so it's not a trap card. I don't know what that means. Okay. The deck cost is 150, so I can't use it for a long time anyway. And that is, hold on, win number 5. Not changing the deck at all. I'm down 5 duels already. Why am I so weak? I got a Cyberstein. Oh, okay. That's cool, but not very good in this game, but cool. Alright, so I think I'm going to grind Joey for a few duels, and then we're going to move on to the next section. Well, that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw, please give me a like down below. If you want to see more of my content, please give me a subscribe on the channel right here, or check out this video right here if you want to watch some more of my stuff. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.